To yours.
We know that. Good morning, everybody.
Morning. I need to
How
change
are you?
it.
I'm not sure how many people I have on today. Does anyone even know that we're doing it? We've only popped it up this morning.
Oh, I've got to close my cupboard. Look, you can see all in my washing cupboard.
Oh, yeah. No, we don't want to see that. I want to see you nice.
Not organised this morning. I've just been on a wonderful Zoom with CASPA Liz, catching up and
nice.
Sorting out and residentials and all the exciting stuff.
Yes, lots of questions coming through about residentials.
Yes, that's very exciting.
Yeah, very, very exciting. Where is it Kingswood this year?
Yeah, so we've got Kingswood for our inters and seniors, but we've also managed to get a few spaces to take some over 18s to Kingswood as well.
Brilliant.
So that is coming out latest tomorrow. We've just had to, because of the changeover to Love Admin, we just had to tweak a few things and try and work it all out.
Yeah,
but the places will go to the people that were on the waiting list.
Yes, of course.
First, who wasn't able to get on the Brighton trip. So they will get a direct message asking them, and then they'll get so many hours, and then it will go live.
Brilliant. Nice.
But it's going to be brilliant. A weekend away. I'm going on that one. I'm sure Helen will pop down for.
I really want to go on some of them, but I don't want to take a staff place because it's the highlight of the staff's experience in the year, isn't it? So
yeah. And I know we're hopefully when the Brighton one goes ahead, we're going to do a day trip.
Brilliant! I love to go on that. Yeah.
So I thought me and you could do that one.
Yeah.
We could be extras.
Definitely.
So yeah, it'll be exciting.
We'll get a little snippet of residential experience if it kills us.
Definitely.
Yeah, just turn up and tag along.
So yeah, so what a week. What a week.
What a weekend. What a week. God, the weekend feels even a long time ago.
And the achievements. So I think we should just throw them out there, do a few name drops of just, a few of the incredible people this weekend. So if we start with the Vitality runners.
That's what I was thinking. Start with Kim as usual, isn't it?
So we have the incredible Kim, CASPA Kim, Miss Kim. Lots of names. She does all of our social media, PR, does wonderful singing. She sang at our ball, does fundraising, been a long time supporter of CASPA. Her and her sister took part in the 10K Vitality run in London, wasn't it? Somewhere.
Was it London? I wasn't sure if it was Petswood or London, yeah.
No, in London. And then we had another 6 incredible people as well. So we had Jusha, who was a former trustee and parent of one of our juniors. She managed to rope in another mum, Tina, who anyone who knows Tina is a force to be reckoned with. Tina puts on our fairs. So she's busy behind the scenes sorting out our fair that's coming up on the 18th of June, 19th of June.
I'm not sure.
I'll check that. And there was Zach, there was Lee from the gym where Jusha goes. And then we had the wonderful Jade and her husband, who's also parents of a junior, all raising incredible amounts for CASPA, wearing the shirts with pride. Let me just find out how much they raised.
And they're new runners, I think, most of them as well. I was talking to Simon yesterday, Jusha's husband, and he said that his nephew, was that Zach?
Yep.
The younger one did it in under an hour. Did it in, absolutely smashed it. Just he's 14, I think. I was like, well, he's got very fresh legs. But Miss Kim did it in something like 1 hour
9.
Oh my God. I mean, that for a 10K is really good. And
but can I just say, for Miss Kim that's only her 4th ever 10K.
I know.
She only started her running journey through the group that was raising money for CASPA, wasn't it?
Yeah, so that's less than a year ago, probably, that she started doing
6
that kind
months,
of serious running. Yeah,
that's mad, isn't it?
Yeah, shows you what you can do, though, right?
It sure does. It sure does. And CASPA, I think with Jusha, Tina, Jade, and Kim, they see where the money goes. They see that the money genuinely goes on the kids, the families. So they're like, right, I'm going to keep running. I'm going to get some money for this charity.
Yeah.
Which leads us on to something else that happened at the weekend.
Oh, what was that? I can't recall.
Well, I think we had about 25 nutters.
You included me in that?
Yes, definitely. incredible human beings who ran 70k.
Hell yeah.
Over 4 days.
Yeah. Oh, 72, sorry.
72
miles. 72 miles it was.
Oh, miles. I thought it was K. Oh, my goodness.
No, 72 miles. Oh, hang on.
I'm going to look at what that is in thingy now.
Yeah, it's 72 miles, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, gosh, honestly, I'm so rubbish. But yeah, I'm sure it's 72 miles because, yes, it is. Because on the marathon day, marathon's supposed to be 26 miles, isn't it? They did 27 by accident.
The one day you don't want extra.
This is what you need at the end of a marathon. Oh, another mile.
So they've done 116k.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, amazing, huh?
That's phenomenal.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Well, hopefully one of them will come on in a minute and correct us on the. No, but I'm sure it's 72 miles. Yeah, it's because they did 28 miles on Sunday. And I was so slacky. I basically joined them halfway through because I had other things to do this weekend. So I just couldn't join them until Sunday. So Lorraine and I drove down there and met them at somewhere called Sea Pooling because it was all in Norfolk. And have you ever been to Norfolk?
My dad's birthdad lives there. So I've been there once, but it's very, very flat. I remember that.
Well, you might think that, Sarah, but that was not taken into account the sand dunes.
Of course.
So
when I kept seeing them running on the beach.
And I never think about that because my dad's got a boat in Norfolk. He's had a boat at Hunter's Yard for a long time, and that's always on the Broads. And when we were kids, we'd go and you'd hire a boat and go on the Broads, or whatever. But so I'd never really think about it as being seaside. But almost the whole route, which was mapped out by the incredible Richard, was sort of seafront, just off the sea, sort of coastal paths and that kind of thing. So, which did mean that the wonderful Robin, who's our rower / sailing man, he could be in the sea some of the time, although apparently it was really choppy. So a few times he had to just come in. And did you see the thing of him on the video where he says, when you're a rower, you have to have a plan B, and his plan B was clearly fish and chips.
Yeah, I love that. Fish cakes and chips on his boat.
Yeah. But that was brilliant. That was all good. But yeah, there were some small hills, despite the rest of it being flat. I mean, it was nothing like the South Downs. It was nothing like the Seven Sisters. But yeah, it wasn't. Oh, I'll tell you who it was quite hard for, and hopefully he'll come on in a minute, was Steve on his bike.
Oh, I suppose, yeah.
A lot of it sand.
You think when you take a buggy or a wheelchair on sand, you have to sort of go backwards.
72 miles cycling on sand, or not all of it on sand, but significant amount. Yeah, but the thing is with 4 days running, you just see places that you would never see, like the back parts of all those, little, I don't know, villages and all of that kind of thing. All the pubs on the way. Just absolutely amazing.
And the people of Norfolk, how generous were they?
Honestly, they were some of the loveliest, most generous people. There were a couple of little funny stories of people just there. Martin was like trying to chat them all up and get money, and someone just like, no. He spent ages, and they just look at you like, good for you. Jog on, literally. No, but the majority of them were so amazing. Like as soon as you run it towards them, they've got their bag out, they've got their money out, 20s going in like notes, 10s, 5s. Yeah, no, really, really wonderful. They took hundreds of pounds of cash in the buckets every day just through running through those places.
And then the Coxie had a really good idea to put the QR code on the back of the shirt, didn't they?
That was brilliant, but maybe not on the back of the shirt next time. Maybe like on the arm.
Yes, definitely.
Kept backing up to people with your butt.
Yeah.
Like, can you just make a picture of my butt?
Love that. So we'll position that differently next year. And that was brilliant. They were lovely and visible, weren't they? I know watching it on social media was so lovely, seeing all the bright pink shirts, and especially someone put a few pictures. I don't know if they've gone on social media actually of the black and white picture, but just the bright pink shirts. Yeah, they really popped. It was beautiful.
Yeah. No, the pink was really effective because obviously when you're running in a group like that and there's like 15 to 20 of you and a cyclist and whatever. The whole idea is like with any good expedition, you all stay together as much as possible. But, when you've been running miles and miles, some people might suddenly get like something going on with their legs, or they might need a little rest or whatever. So Richard and Steve Welsh, who was on his bike, and Martin. They're really good at keeping everybody together. And Linda, she's the counter. You just keep running past Linda when she's going 11, 12. Just constantly counting everybody together.
That's a bookkeeping brain.
Keep it as a team thing. Yeah, and then you could see the pink shirts. That was so good about it. Like, is that one of us? Is that one of ours? Oh yeah, pink shirt.
Love that.
It was really good.
And it was just to be able to watch, like, you know, from the back, everyone doing it for us.
Yeah,
was just so uplifting, especially after the few years we've had. And we wasn't sure if 4 days running was going to come back. Obviously, you know, there's a lot more comes into play. Our booking was moved from 2000.
Yeah, you managed that so well. It was moved twice, wasn't it?
Yeah. So and Hannah at Hall Farm Cottages was just, I couldn't, anyone, if you're going to Norfolk, go to Hall Farm Cottages.
Oh, they were beautiful as well. And the people there were lovely. But the cottages are like a series of cottages, and there's like a big courtyard in the middle. And I'm not going to say anything, but somebody who's seen it recently is thinking of getting married there. Because it's a risk. Stop thinking now. Just move on in your head. Move on in your head. Don't do
this to me.
Because it's like, you know, like everyone can have their own like little family groups in there and stay overnight, and then you've got the courtyard, which you could have drinks in the evening when you get back, or you can, and you can actually get married there if they've got a license. So yeah, it was gorgeous.
Oh, lovely. And they were so.
And there's hot tubs as well. That was something you never said, I think.
Well, I don't think there was meant to be a hot tub.
Well, there was hot tubs in a number of the like little gardens to the different cottages. Wow. There was one in ours.
Amazing.
Yeah, I don't like hot tubs.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes. Okay. Oh, Martin could come and talk about the hot tub.
He was the party house, wasn't he?
Yeah, except he was in ours. Okay, Martin, just keep it clean, yeah?
As always.
Shall we bring him in?
Always.
Oh, look at that lovely face.
Tea break.
Oh, are you refreshed?
Very much so, yes. Ache a little bit, but yeah. No, all good. Thank you very much.
So, Martin, can you just tell us how many miles?
72 miles.
And that's
don't do us a disservice by putting it into kilometres. Yeah, 72 miles over 4 days. So the first day was 15 miles. The second day was 20 miles. The third day was going to be a marathon, which was 26 miles, but we ended up doing 28. And then it was a nice little jog on the Monday, 8.5 miles. So,
wow.
Yeah.
Nice little jog.
So I think we've got here, why do you do it, Martin? Cotsy, why? What is it?
I don't know. If somebody tries to sell you, what do you want to do the weekend? A nice bank holiday weekend, sometimes nice and sunny. Do you want to run for 4 days? One of them being a marathon, which if anyone does a marathon, they normally rest before and then have a week off afterwards, not run 20 miles a day before. So, in all fairness, it's CASPA, and it's obviously either seeing what you can achieve as a group of people and putting the awareness out and collecting the money. So, and seeing obviously over the years where it actually does go to the clubs and to the families, it's a no-brainer really, year on year. And
it's a no-brainer.
Is sell it to people. Yeah, you've got to try and sell it to people. And I think we had 3 or 4 new people this year, and they were apprehensive. But what I think and hope they've got out of this year's 4 days will hopefully bring them back next year, but with some new recruits.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah, I think I've got quite a few people that want to do next year.
Yeah, we got a few little things in the pipeline that we've discussed on the way back on Monday.
So, honestly, I say it's like giving birth. When you finish
even 24
like, never again. Give it a day. Everyone's like, right, where are we going next year?
Exactly. But strike while the iron's hot, and everyone's got the euphoria of all the money still coming in, because it's still coming in. The running total is still going up on the day by day. So yeah.
Yeah, completely. I'm going to try and log in and see where we're at to.
Can I just say, I'm going to give you an opportunity to, although you probably don't need it, to be fair, Martin, because you're so busy anyway, but you were one of our sponsors of the Brighton run,
Yes.
weren't you? The South Downs a couple of years ago. I could just about see your T-shirt. So do you want to just plug your company, your amazing company?
Yeah, I'm just a self-employed decorator that run my own company. Done a bit of work for Helen, so she's happy. So
yeah, you know my lovely green wallpaper. Oh, I should go sit there, shouldn't I? And you're called Martin Cox
Decorating Services.
Yes, nice.
So, but yeah, the running total of the CASPA one, we did a charity quiz back in April.
Oh,
and we raised over £600 then. So there's other totals to add to CASPA's official website, should we say?
Yeah, because you've got your own page as well, haven't you?
Yep, and there's luckily in the wood where we did the quiz, the Woodman in Farnborough Village, there's a sponsor sheet behind the bar, so hopefully the locals have dug in their pockets as well, which they normally do every year. So
the 4 Days for CASPA page on its own has raised. I'm not going to do it as much service as Jess. I need Jess on here.
Drum roll.
Yeah, drum roll. Come on, guys. An incredible £10,177 on that page alone.
Double figures.
Yeah, amazing. I mean, that's just amazing.
Bearing in mind, before we went up for the weekend, we were about 3,000?
Yeah, I'd say about 3 something.
Yeah. And the beauty of it is when we do the fundraising and we put it out on Facebook and social media, we tell people this is what we're doing. On the Monday, once we've done it, we put it back out with all the photos and say, this is what we've done. And it's a more of a powerful statement.
Yeah, it gets people.
Yeah, I mean, is Steve coming on in a bit?
Hopefully, but he said he's got calls, so he might be able to fit us in between.
Yeah, well, he's done a lovely song that sums up the weekend beautifully. And there's people there that have hit personal bests. So a couple of people, Tim and Bendy Wendy, as we call Tracy.
Bendy Wendy, they called her because she's good at yoga. Furthest Wendy had ever done was half a marathon, 13 miles. So she did a personal best on the Friday, did 15 miles, did another personal best on the Saturday, 20 miles, and then did another personal best on the Sunday, which was 28 miles. And Tim, I can't do any more than 12 miles, Tim, did 20 miles on Saturday and 28 miles on Sunday. So with the power of people, you can achieve anything, guys. It is just the camaraderie and the support, and you're chatting and suddenly you realise you've done another couple of miles. Alex came down, didn't she? So one of our CASPA dads, Nick, did it for the first time. Our lovely Logan's dad. And Alex surprised him. So she joined when we joined at Sea Pauline and had a little romantic moment. Yeah, she gave him a little shock. And she said, I might do a little bit of running tomorrow. I don't think I'll do the whole thing. I was like, yeah, all right. Of course she did it. She did the full day.
That's what a lot of people say. I'll only do a little bit, but end up doing a lot more.
Yeah, exactly.
So is she coming back next year?
Yeah, of course she is.
Yeah.
She's going to do the whole thing.
Once you're in, you can't leave.
It's just like it's just an extension of the CASPA community, right? It's exactly the same.
Yeah.
And the thing about the runners is you've got every level of ability that within the group, haven't you?
Oh, yeah.
So you've got some really elite runners.
Yeah, we've got some really fit runners. We've got some, Tracy, who hit her personal best. I don't think she trained much beforehand, but obviously did a few Monday nights. But there is, there's a lot of different ages as well. I mean, I think our oldest is 60 at the moment.
Richard.
And Dave Moore.
60. Tim's not far off. Tim's not far off.
So
the youngest is what, 32?
Me, 32, yeah.
Yeah, all right.
I don't know who's the youngest. I forget.
Who is the youngest?
James has got to be the youngest.
James. Yeah, James is definitely the youngest, I'd say.
But there's no age limit on it. Like, there's no fitness. So every day we start as a group and we end with a group. Yes, we spread out a little bit in between, but we regroup. But it's not about just running. It's, we run, we stop, we chat. We have lovely stops with Lorna's cakes and You know, until you've experienced even just one of the days.
Yeah.
In your mind, you think you're just running continuously. It's
not.
It
sounds like hell on earth.
You're there to raise money as well. So
I'd love you to do it, Sarah. I know exactly how it is though when you've got kids.
Well,
like 4 days away.
I let Jess down so bad.
No.
Me and Jess did have a little agreement, and I let her down.
Yeah.
I have started beginners to runners.
Oh.
Inspired by you guys. Nearly died after week 2.
Wow.
And thought, but no, I'm next year, depending on where it is. My problem is, personally, I've got too many kids and people don't want to look after them for 4 nights.
Yeah, that was my issue as well, quite a lot of the time.
Okay.
But if it means I can do 2 days or I can come for some of it, then I would definitely be there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll hold you to that because
I've said it live, and I promised Jess that I will, because I literally messaged Jess on the Monday and just put, I love you, roll on next year.
Do you know what, Sarah? I'll tell you what will clinch it for you. It is like a 5-day our version of residential. Like it is, isn't it? It's like being on CASPA residential, but we're the young people.
Oh my goodness.
With children.
With a little bit more alcohol.
Yeah. No, I'm there next year. I just,
So Miranda
has asked.
Martin, Casper Miranda's asked, cake, is that allowed?
Oh, yeah.
Tell her about Lorna's food.
Well, so we had I think over the 4 days we had different cakes every day. So one was a lemon drizzle cake, one was a chocolate cake.
The chocolate was just divine. You know, like with like stuff on the top.
It's like having a sponsored walk or doing a D&V and your mum and dad are at a car park and they give you food to keep you going. Not everybody eats. Not everybody wants to eat, but there's jelly babies, there's oranges, there's cucumber,
that ham
rolls.
That was the best.
Yeah. So, and they're roughly every 5-6 miles if we can, place it out nicely.
Yeah.
So, but it's an experience, and if you want to have an experience, maybe sign up for next year. Even if you did 1 day, we're going to try and if we get things together and everything else, there'll be options just to do days.
Yeah,
there'll be options to do 2 days, or do day 1 and 3, or 2 and 4, or there's no set limit what to do or not to do. So,
and there's a walking group as well, isn't there? Usually, so I know that Lynn and Chris did a bit of walking, but to be fair, they also did quite a lot of running. So, but in previous years, there's been just
on the last day.
Yeah,
so, but hopefully next year there will be a walking group. So some of the CASPA parents can come down and enjoy what we do.
Yeah,
enjoy the walking bit. So I don't know if they deserve the cake or not. We'll have to see, but at the stops depends on how much Lorna has to bake. So
yeah, that's what I was thinking, Miranda. You'd probably really enjoy the walking group. But also that does syndicate you, doesn't it? A little bit of the logistics that have to be worked out, like somebody doing that recce, that route,
what goes on behind,
and working out all of those stops, where the car parks are, where the little inlets are, or whatever they're called, where you can stop and have your boot open. Lorna then has to navigate her way, or Lorna and Mish this year together, and Jess as well, and Ian, the driver, like working out all the different stops. It's a huge amount of organisation, absolutely massive.
Oh yeah. Which makes it easier for us runners just to concentrate on running and raising money. We haven't got to worry about anything from getting from A to B or what we're doing. We get our water bottles filled up because they got supplies in the boot of the car. Yeah, it's a great team effort from, say, runners to walkers to drivers to cake makers to sponsorships.
Exactly. And you are legendary at being, where's Martin? Where's Martin? Oh, he's over there talking to someone, getting money out of him.
I got the gift of the gab sometimes, should we say?
Yes.
But what I love seeing as well.
Say no to this face.
No, exactly. Well, there was a couple.
Instead of several.
What I love seeing though was the donations coming through from people in Norfolk, the banana eating people, and there was so many, and there was one that really touched me that said, "My son has recently been diagnosed."
Yeah, the lady on the bench. Yeah.
Yeah.
The beauty of that is that, as we're running, we're talking. So, because we're quite strung out, there's people at the front that are talking to people we're meeting as we're going. And then you know, I've got the bucket at the back and we collect the money, or they've scanned the QR code. And what we all said was we'll try and make people memorable. So if somebody scans the code and they do want to donate, try and, you know, say something memorable, like there was the banana family, or there was two ladies with two black Labradors, and they had stripy shirts on the ladies, so they were the stripy labs.
Yeah.
So we know at the end of or when we get to the stops, Jess is reading out, oh, in that last section, you've just got £150 in donations, and they're from so and so and so and so, and it's a massive boost along the day.
Yeah.
So,
and everyone
has so many people. When I first arrived, literally I'd been there about 10 minutes, and Martin was like, Helen, can you come and talk to these people? So he was trying to get money out of these people. No, I mean, he did successfully get money. And then they'd asked about CASPA, hadn't they? And Martin was like, oh, look, Helen. So I started talking to them, and actually they had a really poignant story, didn't they? It was a dad, and his daughter was diagnosed. She's 16, and she just doesn't ever come out of her room. I said, oh, is she a gamer? And he said, yeah, she's absolutely ensconced in the world of Minecraft, totally isolated, mental health is really bad, and really just offloaded, didn't he, his whole story, Martin?
Yeah, it was a shame because he lived in Walthamstow, North London. Yeah. And if every county or every borough had a CASPA, it'd be amazing. But luckily, Bromley's got a CASPA, but other people haven't. And, you know, we did say to him, we'll move to Bromley. So whether we will do or not. But it's a shame. It just obviously, again, highlights, you know, the insufficient funds and support that a lot of charities don't get.
No, exactly. So, and I did suggest to him that we could help him set CASPA up, didn't I? In Walthamstow. But I also told him about the Discord server, because that's obviously gaming sort of focused. But yeah, he could tell he was in, like, there was a lot of pain there, wasn't there, Martin?
Yeah. But that's where CASPA started up from. You know,
exactly what I said. Yeah, just start with parents like you.
Yeah, it's the acronym of CASPA. You know, 20 years ago or whatever it was, when you started with one hall, 10 families sitting upstairs while the children were playing, and you know where you are today, you've got to start small and grow. So just needs one seed to grow a forest.
Oh, how much do you love Martin, Sarah?
Do you know, I was just loving that, and I was just thinking, I can so see why Ivor got you. He got you involved.
I did tell you I was a gift for the gap sometimes. I do talk.
No, but literally,
it's not hard.
I know. I mean, I've known Ivor since I was early teens. And then I was lucky enough to play football with him. And then I didn't see him really for about 15 years. And then I bumped into him after my brother-in-law had done the marathon at a pub. And he had just been out for a training run for that year's 4 days. And he wrote me in. He said, oh, we go for a run and then we have a drink afterwards. And then he explained the 4 days. And I was like most people, you get reeled in very slowly. But once you're there, you don't want to get off the ride. So
it really is a family to be part of, isn't it? The 4 days running. Like everyone's got a role, everyone's got a job. Whether
everyone's got a different story, a different background, a different life beyond, the 4 days. Different jobs, different ages. All got children, haven't got children. So diverse in walks of life that people just come together and mould as a group, and then that does stay.
Yeah, definitely. It is absolutely wonderful. What, Sarah? Are you having an idea?
That someone's just coming my front door.
Oh. Hopefully it's your husband.
Facebook Live.
Miranda's just said what you just described, basically, Martin, is just like CASPA. That's why it works.
It's CASPA on tour.
Yes, it is. Yeah. It would be nice to get more staff, maybe as well, that might like to do it. I'm sure that Miss Kim's warming up for it.
Yeah, no, me and Kim have both said next year, if it's that we can just do 1 or 2 days, we're there.
Yeah. Okay.
Definitely.
We will keep that in mind when we're going out for a run and a curry.
Monday. It's the one Monday I can't do. I was well looking forward to the curry.
There's something else in that Monday. What's that?
Isn't it someone's 21st birthday?
I think he's 34, aren't you?
32.
And never a day older.
It's a big one. Let's just say there's a 0 on the end.
All right, 40.
Yeah, we'll just go with that.
No, it's incredible. And thank you, Coxie. Your humour, your love, your kindness really, really lifts everyone. And being part of the group chat, hearing the things that you're saying, and I do need to hear about these hot tub parties and the party house. And what was the 3 a.m. story?
Oh my God, Martin didn't go to sleep until 4 a.m. on the last morning.
Oh my.
Alex said she woke up and she was like, oh, what's that? I can hear somebody singing. What was it? What were you singing?
Well, there's several things, but Living on a Prayer was the main one. You cannot sing that quietly, unfortunately.
Not 4 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, so they are honestly machines.
Yeah, so selling it again is not just the running. There's a social bit to it as well.
There definitely is.
But there's no, you've got a party, you've got to go to bed early,
you do what you like.
Person. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
so,
everybody's got
preconceptions.
Yeah, everyone's got their own rhythm and it's whatever they want to do, right?
Exactly. No pressure, never. Even to finish it, if you're not feeling right, you don't, everyone's got a life after the 4 days, got to go back to work and everything else.
Yeah.
And, it is a punishing thing, running 4 days on a trot, especially the mileage. But, with the right preparation and the right training, it's, and the group brings you along. So
100%.
Cool.
Right.
Yeah. Cool. Thank you so much, Foxy, for joining us and sharing the love.
No
and I can't wait to get planning next year.
Good stuff. Have a good hump day.
Thank you, Martin.
Take care, guys.
Bye. Bye. There you go. And that's one of our incredible runners. And everybody involved is, just so committed, just like that. Like, it's just awesome. It's quite a thing. You all right, Sarah?
Yeah, I don't know if Coxie knows how to get out of it.
Want me to kick him out?
We can kick him. He doesn't.
I was actually called Kick from Studio. I'm going to kick you. Bye. This is Kick Guest.
He's quite good at this because what we can see on the screen is very different to what you guys can see.
Yes,
and then underneath we can see people that come into the studio. So when you can see them to bring them in, but then you can also see them like, I don't know how to get out. What do I
do? Right. So what else is going on? So that was amazing and still continues to be amazing. We might have another guest before 11 if we're lucky from 4 days. What have you been up to?
So I have just been busy beavering away on lots of little things. Well, when I say little, they're massive, but I'm tying all the pieces together for May half term and for the summer scheme. So summer scheme is nearly planned. May half term is hopefully going out on Friday this week.
Nice.
What day are we on today? Wednesday.
Yeah.
This bank holiday is really fun, man. So yeah, hopefully it's going out Friday.
Gorgeous.
And we're going to Comic-Con.
Yes, indeed. What day is that?
That is Sunday, the 29th of May. Yeah, 29th of May.
Yeah. Still haven't decided on that one yet.
Yeah, so it's very exciting, a very exciting day. So yeah, lots will be going on. So yeah, half term's nearly planned. Just lots going on. We've been to Gravity.
Yeah.
Recently. We've done a family session on a Sunday morning, 9 o'clock at Blue Water. It is definitely worth getting up early and getting there for because it's beautiful. Yeah. It's also there's always lots of reasons why we do the activities we do in the places we do at the times we do. Not just let's go and bounce and have fun. But for us it's let's get the young people into Blue Water.
Yeah, that's true. They expose them to that kind of,
the size of the place so that shopping, it could be a next step towards going shopping. For some of our older ones, they got to hang out in the shops afterwards.
Yeah, exactly.
And it made it like a nice day for them, which is lovely. So we've got that coming up on the 15th of May. That should be in your Love Admin. So book it now. It was fantastic. Literally, I think it was CASPA. We had 30 last time, and there must have been only 10 others there in the whole
like CASPA takeover, basically.
Yeah, and the staff said to us it was so lovely to have us there because normally it's really quiet.
Oh yes, well I can imagine without that 30. Just imagine. So our staff also go on the trampoline, like they go on, don't they, into the park? So it's not just you don't just leave.
It worked out really well because the parents were able to sit. They could see their children, but they could sit and next to each other, so they got a bit of a break.
Yeah.
And we sort of position ourselves within the trampoline park so that there's one way in and one way out. And I'm a really good bouncer.
Yeah, you are.
I was on the door, which is great. And then we can see the kids go back to if they need to get a drink or, engage them and play. And it was just brilliant. And also there's like a Bear Grylls bit up there. Not Bear Grylls.
Yeah, like that. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, so it's fantastic. So we're going back on the 15th of May.
Gorgeous.
We just got lots going on. I'm trying to think what else I've been up to. Lots of little bits. What about you?
Well, I've said this on the meeting last week, but for me, it seems that lots of requests for training are coming to our door at the moment. And that's what I've been dealing with. So today I've just sent all the notes, the training notes from the Bromley and Croydon Women's Aid session that I did on Thursday, which was amazing. And at some point, I think we might follow up this subject because I do my general autism acceptance and awareness training and talk about autism and like brainstorm, what people know about it and all the rest of it and kind of break down some of the myths and look at some of the challenges faced by autistic people, which our lovely CASPA Jenny helped me to create a brilliant PowerPoint, which kind of, backs that up. And then we go on to talking about what is relevant within your organisation or within your job role or, situation. So Bromley and Croydon Women's Aid run 9 refuges across Bromley and Croydon for women and children who have been, who have experienced domestic abuse of all different types. And they also have a whole range of like individual flats. So there's a lot of people that work for the organisation doing, absolutely incredible frontline work. And they have an outreach service. They work in schools. They do early intervention stuff with young people around domestic abuse and relationships. And honestly, this goes on. But then once you start talking about a specific subject like autism or neurodiversity, they started coming out with all of these situations that they're involved in where maybe the perpetrator is autistic or the victim is autistic, and how that might impact on the scenario or how that might prevent someone from leaving a situation or how that might exacerbate a situation, or like, it was just so honestly fascinating. And we haven't really done much work around, and I don't know if there is much work that has been done specifically around the links between autism and domestic abuse in terms of, higher level of victims or whatever it might be. And so Bromley and Croydon Women's Aid are quite keen to maybe connect with us, maybe even to write a joint paper or something on the subject, because clearly it's an impacting factor, as it would be, of course. Neurodiversity is kind of an impacting factor across all realms of society and all walks of life. So, that was really, really fascinating. But what it made me realise was those staff, how creative, even though they didn't necessarily know much about autism. I suppose similarly to how when we started CASPA, we didn't think we did either, but actually just really hammers home that point that I always make, which is you don't need to be an autistic expert to work with autistic people. You just need to be a decent human being. You need to listen, to watch, to learn what that person needs. And that's what they've been doing. And they've honestly, some examples. Connecting.
And reflect. That's one of our big things.
Reflecting.
Connecting and reflecting.
Yes, that's constant self-reflection into how you're behaving and what you're expecting of a person. There was one worker that was saying that one of the women who was a victim, wouldn't look her in the eye, and she was thinking, is she autistic? And then she wouldn't join in the group activities. And then she's kind of explored this a bit more. And I think, I was just like, you have done such a wonderful, amazing job at being sensitive and realizing she's not being difficult. She actually potentially is autistic and actually can't cope with some of the things that other people that kind of come into the refuge can cope with, or it's just different. And there was one that
that's the thing, isn't it? Seeing people as individuals, individual cases, not we've seen this story before, or
exactly. And so, like for example, how a perpetrator can use autism or another disability to put down somebody. And how did you then build up that person to take their space and say, yeah, I am autistic? and that's fine by me. Like, to kind of build that self-esteem. Honestly, it's so interlinked with our work, Sarah. It was magnificent. And the thing is, whenever I go and do training, so on the Friday, I then had a really exciting meeting with the amazing Marie and Amanda from McDonald's, Bromley McDonald's. I want to say Bromley McDonald's, I mean the whole franchise, so not just one store, but restaurant, but they run loads across all the way to Bexley. And they want autism training for their staff. Which was amazing. And similarly, they're going to come across as employers, and we know that they're inclusive employers because one of our young people's worked for McDonald's for a long time, and I've only really ever heard good things said about how inclusive McDonald's have been with them. And so they're really committed. So in every environment, this is relevant.
Completely.
I've just literally put in, a proposal to Bromley Football Club who want our training as well. So across the board, I'd say that's something that we're really developing now. I know our lovely Miranda wants to be involved. We need a team of people that can go out and deliver that. So sorry, that was quite long, but it's really exciting and really, really interesting.
Yeah, and there's lots to look forward to, and it's things like the 4 days run that allows us to explore these avenues. Exactly right, because we know we have unrestricted funding. Oh, look how tiny! He's looking different to the last time I saw him. He looks very smart. That's amazing. How did we lead into that so perfectly? It's like we knew. Just read so Nikki said, how so humbling to see runners and other fundraisers working so hard so our children get the support they need. And can we just say, Nikki, a massive, massive congratulations to Lucas this week, who won, 4 swimming medals? Something incredible. I'm going to look. What an amazing young man. Just please do pass on our congratulations to him, Nikki, because he absolutely smashed it. Hi, David. So, right, let's bring in the main man, the singing, acoustic, cycling. That is Mr. Steve Welch. And 4i Solutions. Hi.
Hello, people.
He's so cool.
You recovered yet?
Oh, come on. I didn't do anything compared to you. I have really sore thighs, I'm not going to lie.
Sarah organised us all from the back benches. Got it all sorted out?
Always. It was awesome. It's so nice to be part of it. But I did say live on here, Steve, that I will do it next year.
You've said that every year, though, Sarah.
Yeah. No, but I will. It's going to happen at some point.
Full of broken promises.
But you know what she does, Steve? She does it so that we do another one. You see?
I know.
It's like she's really good with the old psychology. And I throw a few extras in. Oh, yeah, they'll do it this year as well.
You've been there to wave us off a few times. Oh, welcome us home.
Yeah. I remember doing, I think it was the second ever one when they went from the white shirts. Oh. They run through Caterham because I lived at Caterham at the time. And I remember meeting Martin Ruiz and his twin brother. And that really threw me. And Jane was there. Jane Packer. And I had to, Teddy, Tommy, one of my children, George would have been, yeah, he was like 6 months old in a buggy, and I had to get through this field to meet them at this pub, and there was all like balls in the field, and I just really panicked that this ball was going to charge at my gorgeous little baby. And I remember running like and seeing them all there. She did do some running, and then walked the long way back because I was too scared to go back through them.
Wow. You always give a mate hug, Sarah, and even when we all come back full of sweat and poor 4-day smell. Some of these t-shirts don't get washed over the 4 days. They start one colour, they don't always end up. But the pink shone through all the way through this time.
Did you see Martin's shirt by the last time? What did you do with it? It's like black marks all down it. He went, I tried to hand wash it, but it came out like this. I don't know what he washed it in. Just a muddy puddle.
Probably the toilet.
Yeah. Probably the hot tub.
Sorted out, yeah.
After I poured all the beer in. It wasn't worth washing. So, Steve, give us a little story, your 4-day running story. And of course, talk to us. Well, we'll ask you in a minute about 4i Solutions.
4-day story. But there's so many. That's one of the things that goes with it. It brings most amazing group of people together from lots of different backgrounds, loads of different experiences and different reasons for being there. And it's just great seeing that team gradually come more and more one as that weekend goes on. It doesn't take long. People that have never met each other before are soon hugging and sharing jokes and stories and bits about their lives and why they're there. It's just a great community. And I don't do an enormous amount. I just cycle along there and act as the backup crew and carry a few extra bits and hopefully give a bit of moral support. But I've no idea how these people manage the amount of pain they put their bodies through. It's immense.
Well, without being too, crude, I think there is a part of your body that does go through quite a lot of pain, especially because you have to do the slow bicycle race for 4 days. Like, you don't really actually get to cycle very fast.
No. The saddle isn't the most comfortable seats to sit in for 9 hours at a time over bumpy terrain. So I probably didn't do enough training at preparing my backside for this year's event. So
butt training.
But yeah, should have done some butt training. And no one was prepared to massage it. So I've had to just...
Shame.
Poor me. She had too much.
She was one of the ones who wasn't prepared to.
No, that's what I mean. She was too busy.
Yeah.
Too busy giving us the cake.
No, it's great fun. Really good fun. So, yeah, thousands of stories, really. And lots of lovely people. So it's good fun.
I'm going to bridge this into your actual work life and 4i Solutions, because what you just said there about how quickly it is to form a team, like how quickly these people bond and then work. It is like a smooth running machine, isn't it? And that purely for me is because of the willingness and the desire to work together. There's no blockers. There's no one like, oh, we can't do that. We can't do that. Like sometimes you could get in a work environment. So does what you just said there, do you, from your own experience, professional experience, do you see that anything about the workings of that? And then do you take anything back from the 4 days to then apply within your work time?
I think it's really interesting because there's, within the 4-day runner group, there's a lot of egos. There's a lot of people that would be natural leaders. There are also people that are quite happy being part of a team. But I think that's one of the things that you can turn up there, and it's nice to have a weekend where other people have organised it. So I do feel immense thanks for those that put in that extra effort to pull it together, mapping out the routes, organising the accommodation, organising the minibus, deciding where we got to be and what we do, because it's quite nice to be able to shut off as leaders and managers and things like that.
I completely and utterly totally associate with that. That's how I am. I'm like, don't give me a map. I manage enough in my own life, logistics, people, whatever. Just tell me when to start and tell me when to stop.
Yeah.
And that's
there's also the skill within the team, because we recognise we all get to low energy levels and low ebb and that sort of stuff. Very rarely is there any sign of any irritation.
So true.
Yeah, I think and it would be very easy to do that. It'd be very easy to start sparking off at each other and saying, oh, it's another small wrong direction we got, or we haven't made the pit stop in time, or
or even in the evenings, for example, I see, when we went to that pub and the food was all coming out at different times, it was like, who's got what? And there's a lot of things that in other environments potentially people go, and it can start. I totally see what you mean, but you look around and everyone's just fine. It doesn't matter if we get food a bit late. I'll have whatever. If they've got mine wrong, I'll have something else. It's all fine. I totally agree with you.
But it's only because we all go in there and are prepared to set the right tone, set the right sort of environment and atmosphere, and it works together like that. So there's no point in throwing your toys out the pram. It will all happen. It will all come together. So what's the point?
Yeah. I think that's the thing with it as well, which is why it's very much like an extension of CASPA, because we can turn up to, obviously we don't have our own venue, so we can turn up to a venue and there's another group in there. And you can either panic or you can just make something happen. And the same with you guys went on the 4 days run, and I completely didn't even think about the bucket. Completely didn't think. Like, I don't know how it slipped my mind. It just slipped my mind. And then it was like, you guys were like, it's fine. We've made one. We've got one.
Yeah, well, some angel must have left a pink bucket in one of the rooms that I mean, it was a little bit knackered, like most of us, but with a bit of innovative gaffer tape, all of a sudden it was the most amazing collection. I think it was the right colour. So there was quite a few people pointing towards Ivor, who was part of our business for a number of years before we sadly lost him. And there's a lot of people that think there were things along the way that he was making happen. There was a bluebell at every turn. There was sun shone when the pink bucket, albeit a bit knackered, was hiding in someone's cupboard in the accommodation, and we worked it through. It was great. So.
I was thinking that when you said about Chris running on the Sunday earlier.
Oh, she said to me, Ivor was running.
He is smiling.
She said Ivor would literally be wetting himself laughing at this.
All those years she's done.
Let him laugh. That's what I said. Let him laugh.
She supported or walked and never run, and then now she's found the running bug, hasn't she?
Yeah. Chris and Lynn were the strongest runners on the Sunday. I mean, admittedly, they hadn't run quite as much as the others, but they'd done some serious walking the days before.
But have you seen Chris's calves?
Yeah.
They are running calves. I was like, I want your calves. They're like solid, like muscle. She's got the calves for it.
Yeah. But she is very short, so maybe her calves are just.
No, Steve, you're just massive.
Oh, do you know what, Steve? Me and Lorraine were cracking up because in our hall, where we were staying in our halls, it wasn't halls, in our cottage, the shower, I don't know what it was like in Europe, but the shower basically was like under the eaves like that. So the bathroom, clearly when it was just a bath, it was fine. But they'd kind of put in a shower with big signs saying "Mind your head," and they sort of put the shower outside of the shower curtain. It was all very awkward and very like whatever. But when you stood in it, even I was like this. Like I had to. Lorraine was like, "Imagine Steve having to shower in there. You'd have to go."
Yeah.
It's so funny.
Even driver Ian wouldn't have got under there very easily.
No way! Oh God, honestly.
Was driver Ian tall as well?
Oh,
He's a big
as
man.
tall as you. Do you think, Steve?
I think he might even be a little bit taller than me.
Yeah, really tall.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you reckon he'll come back next year?
He was an amazing additional member of the team. He was incredible. He could not have done any more for anybody. He was only too willing to run around, and if anybody wanted anything, I can do that. I'll go and get that. I'll carry it.
And the
epitome, emails.
Yeah, just the epitome of calm.
Yeah. Absolutely, yeah. Yeah.
And do you know what? I know, as a woman, we often are worried, men sometimes seem a bit angry or a bit cross or whatever. And he just gives you hope that, like you, that men are gentle and kind and patient and don't raise their voice. Just so he was just honestly, you could just, his energy was just amazing, wasn't it?
You just need to mix with better men, that's all.
You're absolutely right, Steve. But thanks to Ivor, I did, so that was all good.
He brought you a wealth of lovely, kind men, didn't he?
Exactly. So William's saying, hi, Steve. I don't know if you've ever met William, but once you've met him, you'll never forget him. And he's saying hi to you, one of our members.
Well, I've been to CASPA a couple of times, so there's a good chance I'll have met. I'm very bad with names, though, I'm afraid.
Yeah, no, William's only just recently joined us after years and years of we've known him for a long time, and he's always at the band gigs and stuff like that. We've only just managed to convince him to join at about the age of 30.
Brilliant. Well, he's definitely a club that you want to be a part of, isn't it? So.
Exactly. And again, we can only do the older clubs because of people like you, genuinely. So pre-lockdown, we didn't have an over 18s club. We had a few people that we'd do a little bit of work with. And since lockdown, the need for an over 18 service is our biggest need, to be fair. And we've been able to open a whole service offering clubs of a Monday night. They go out clubbing. There's lots of things. I've seen lots of exciting plans for festivals coming up and all sorts. And it's because of you guys running and putting yourselves out there and putting yourselves last in a way and putting CASPA first, literally. And
I just noticed what David Plews has written. David, I've just literally looked up your Facebook because I wanted to share with Steve and share with everybody what you guys do. So David Plews is part of an organisation, Steve, called O2E, which is Ordinary to Extraordinary. And it is so much like 4 Days Running, what they do. So they only exist to raise money for charities. They choose sort of 6 to 8 charities a year, and they donate massive amounts. So what they do is they do extraordinary things. They do runs, they do cycle, they do a lot of cycling. They actually grew out of Beckenham Rugby Club Cycling Club, whatever it's called, Beckenham Cyclist Club, which was based at the rugby club. And David was a player, is a coach, is a referee, etc. And they do all this cycling. And he's just written, sounds very much like an O2E big bike ride. They're doing Holland. I think they're cycling to Amsterdam this year. 3 days of cycling as a large group builds a brilliant sense of team spirit. 4 days of running is a fantastic feat of endurance. We've got 160 going from Dunkirk to Amsterdam this September. Wow. 160, our biggest ever. So we're hoping it'll bring shed loads of sponsorship for our charities. Well done, Steve, for your support efforts.
That's amazing. I mean, I think that often a lot of these sort of longer, bigger events are taken on by people, that are pretty sporty background and have that endurance type stuff. But there's always others that get encouraged to join them that don't think they could be pushed anywhere near that far, and it's with the encouragement of those that are the elite, that know about the training, that know about the training plans and all those sort of things, that get the others through. And the 4-day runners, there are no professional runners in there. There are some good runners that stand out at the front and they have a nice style about them. And, there are a few that already have a handful of marathons in their back pocket and things like that. So the endurance running's there, but there's nothing like running off road at a slower pace. It's a completely different environment. And some of these people that turn up do not look like runners, and somehow they manage to run 72 plus miles in a weekend. It's I do not know how the human body can do that sort of stuff. So hats off to anyone that pulls that sort of stuff together. It takes an enormous amount of energy to do it. We only do it one weekend of the year. There's a lot of training that goes into that event. It's brilliant that people are out there doing that sort of thing.
No. So David, hopefully he's going to be working with us soon. He just this weekend, Steve, he did the Tunbridge Sprint Triathlon.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's 400-meter swim, 25k bike ride, and a 5k run. And he still looked like this at the end.
See, as you said, professional elite runners. You see, they just take these things in their stride. We didn't look that slim and non-sweaty at the end of our.
Oh, look at this!
Run. Oh dear.
Oh dear! Putting us all to shame, David.
Yeah. I'm glad you can only see me from the shoulders up. My body like that.
No, he's got a 6-pack under there.
Yeah, I was carrying a 6-pack on the back, but then you have to keep some of the runners going with that sort of stuff. So
that is true.
Well, I'm afraid I've got another meeting that I need to go to.
Yeah, I was just about to say the same.
Very quickly. Oh yeah, Sarah's got to go as well. Oh, Sarah, you need to go.
I'm gone.
Right, love you. Stay
there,
Steve. Bye, Sarah. Steve, very quickly then. So you're meeting with your company. Can you just quickly say what 4i Solutions does, please?
Yeah, we're a small consultancy, mainly in social housing, are looking after and helping clients and their contractors work better together, getting that team building working, making sure the contract models and things like that are in place.
Nice.
But we spend quite a bit of time looking at things like people development and getting individuals to work in a better way, get more out of their own ambitions and skills, that sort of stuff, and how they work with teams and the like. So lots of different things going on.
Brilliant.
The people development stuff was kicked off by things that we were doing. We brought Ivor into the business to really enhance that and drive it, and he's given such a firm platform for it. I know many of you will know him.
That's your team's call.
His legacy carries on, and now I've got a team's call coming in. So there you go.
Thank you. Forever great. Thanks, Steve.
Bye.
Bye. Incredible man. Right, okay, just me left. So thank you all guys for joining. Martin, friends with William. Yes, we all know William loves music. He would love the 4 Days song. Oh, you would? I'm going to have to share it. So hopefully our Mr. Kim will share. That's Steve that was just on then, cyclist and support extraordinaire, has written a song. I mean, literally must have written it as he got home yesterday, and his voice is stunning and his guitar playing. And hopefully we're going to be releasing it on our social media so that everyone can enjoy. So yeah, so incredible weekend. David, you're doing 250 miles, 50 first down, 100. Lots of people doing it haven't even started their training yet, but they will get there. You're a tortoise. Well, yeah, all right. You don't look like a tortoise, to be fair. You do look like an absolute hare. Sprinter, you know what I mean. Anyway, right, with that, I am going to leave you all and say thank you for joining us. We shall carry on Caspering. Have an amazing, amazing week. Yes, Miranda, multi-talented indeed, just like your dear self. See you all very soon. Take care.